Hey guys, this is William from William J Online, and today I want to talk to you guys about what I feel is the most important habit for anyone to have, especially if they're trying to get a large and difficult project done. Today I'm going to tell you what that habit is. So this habit is more so of a skill than a habit, but once it does become a habit, you can at least use that habit to create more, habits to get a task, especially a very large and difficult one that's a big conundrum, done over a longer period of time. And that habit and task and skill for you to do is to learn how to get to stopping points and pass off work to your future self. Now, that may not make sense just saying it by itself, but let me explain. When you're doing a task one day, let's say you're in the mood to do it, or you're told to do it, or you're paid to do it. Well, that task is going to have different parts and different milestones and stopping points that you need to get to, and you're probably not going to feel like doing it the next day. You probably have this good surge of energy and motivation to get it done today. So some people even try to stuff the whole assignment into one day or a matter of hours. But if a project is just too tedious and too large to do that kind of stuff with, say for example, building a website or writing a book or something else that's very, very large, like finishing a large architectural drawing, then you might not get it done in that day or that very short period of time, and you may lose the feeling of getting that project done. But here's the thing. You have to have a way to write down what it is that you were thinking or feeling or intending to do with that project when you finished it or had that fire for getting it done, so that your future self can go in and actually get back to the task and complete it. Because here's the thing. Today you are a person, and tomorrow you'll be a different person. Who you were yesterday was a different person too. They're gone. They're actually gone, and they're actually never coming back. And the person you're going to be tomorrow is on his or her way and will need your help right now to get that task done. It's almost like you're doing part of a project and you're passing off the parts of the project you didn't get to an employee of your business, because these people, they don't know where you were, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to get to. So you need to be that person to be able to take the tasks that you were doing and pass it down. Because here's the thing, when you wake up the next day, you may not remember what you were doing or what you're supposed to be doing after that. You need to have a way to document what it is you were going to add. Because man, imagine if you don't, you try to give it to the project and essentially start from square one, as if the project was never completed. You see you have all this nice work done, but then you wonder, what was I doing? How am I supposed to complete this project? Well, you have to write down a list of things you're doing and milestones to get to, so that you know what you're going to do so you can complete this project. This project is probably large and heavy and requires a lot of mental power and horsepower, and you need to have a way so that you can take all that mental horsepower, save it, and then put it into your future self's mental horsepower, so they can at least pick up and maybe get their engine started and their thought juices running again, so that they can go into completing the project. Say for example, I build websites all the time, and these websites, they require a lot of my attention. And so that attention means that I have to go in and I have to look at this website and fix it to be the way that I need it to be. So if you're a person who needs to have a website up, or a book written, or let's say even a large final assignment for your college semester done, you need to have a way to pass off the work, especially where you left off, to your future self, so that they know what they're doing and then they can get started and prime so they can continue finishing the project so that you can get finished. Because let's face it, we don't want to do what we were doing yesterday again today. Especially if it's long, boring, tedious, manually intensive project. You don't want to do it. In order to get it done, you have to literally say, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get up and act myself into feeling like getting it done, so I can actually get it done. If not done today, done tomorrow, or done next week. And I think the way you need to do that is passing that work off to your future self by documenting where it is you left off, listing off a list of steps you need to have done. Pretty much, it's project management essentially. Listing off what you got done, checking off what you got done, and then remembering what it was that you need to get done and how you need to have it done. Like what kind of standards, what kind of rubrics, what kind of metrics are you looking for with this project. Get all that stuff done, written down, and pass it off to your future self. Because your future self is not you today. It's somebody completely different. They wake up different, they talk different, they act different, they are different. You change and grow every single day, whether you like it or not, and your older, more mature, more learned self will need to know what these things that your past self was thinking about, so it can be better than who that person once was. Hope this helps somebody out there, and if it did, like. If it didn't, well, you know what to do. And also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate that. It helps out my channel stats a little bit more, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.